girl Vernie V here for TeamBoydTV, and this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We want to make sure all of subscribers get themselves checked. Did you know that men and women suffer from breast cancer? Please make sure you make that crucial catch and go get yourself checked out. It's reported this year alone, 232,340 new cases of breast cancer will exist. Make sure you're not included in that number.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Q
And your girl Vernie V.
from TeamBoydTV, and we made it all the way to week 7.
Week 7.
Man, the football season is just chugging on along.
It really is.
I mean, y'all, we got through the first quarter already, so we're like halfway through the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
I tell you.
No, it's real bad. Now, a lot of stuff went down this week, but before we get into all of that, because I know anybody who's watching us following us on Twitter, you would know that I was messing with her on Twitter about her picks. Them picks look terrible. But so look, tell the world what's going on, because we're trying to be all shy and stuff. I'm spanking that butt this year. I'm telling you, this is good stuff.
So you're right now at 61-31. I'm at 57-35. So you have 4 games on me.
Okay.
So don't get crazy.
Hey, I get crazy.
Okay. So Giants at Bears. Bears got that. Packers at Ravens. Packers got that. Bengals at Bills. Bengals. Lions at the Browns. The Lions got that. Rams at Texans. Rams got that. Texans are pitiful.
Texans, boy.
Your Panthers got the win at the Vikings.
Right.
Chiefs over the Raiders. Steelers over the Jets. Eagles over the Bucks. Broncos over the Jaguars. Seahawks over the Titans. Patriots over the Saints.
In dramatic fashion.
Dramatic fashion.
Super dramatic fashion. We'll discuss that here in a minute.
49ers over the Cardinals.
Yes.
Cowboys over the Redskins. And Chargers over the Colts.
Yeah, which I think I messed that one up too.
Yeah.
I think I got that. And this is funny. The Colts take a L last night. And then, we're going to talk about what Jim Irsay was saying today, but it's just funny that, the timing of this. But anyway, let's talk about a couple things real quick. We've been keeping track of the undefeated teams, and we've been keeping track of the winless teams. This week, it shifted a little bit. We lost another undefeated team.
Yes.
Was it the Saints, right? And I got to tell you, I was watching that game, and I just knew that the Saints had that game wrapped up. Tom Brady, man.
What can you say?
I know.
Tom Brady is Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. I was the same to myself.
But in truthfulness, they should have never had the ball back on offense.
No.
After he threw that pick,
yes.
They got
the ball back. They got the ball back twice. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow. You can't give Tom Brady
that many chances.
Nah, you can't give him that many chances.
You can't give him that many chances to win.
That game ended in super dramatic fashion. I had a nice gif of Ryan being all sad. It's posted on Google Plus. Go check me out on Google Plus. You'll see that the gif I put up there is really, really funny. But yeah, that was great. So we lost the Saints. Saints are no longer undefeated.
Right.
And then the Pittsburgh Steelers got off the winners board, right?
They beat the Jets.
They beat the Jets, which I was really surprised. I mean, Antonio Brown, they were playing pretty good. They actually played a pretty good game. They kind of looked a little bit like the old stuff. Just a little bit. This is a tad. I mean, then again, they were playing against Geno Smith in the New York Jets. So that still leaves Jacksonville, and who else? Is Jacksonville all alone now as winless?
You got
Oh, yeah, that's
you
right.
got Jones. You got Joe.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, the Giants. Okay.
And what about Tampa Bay? Did they have a win?
Tampa Bay got one win, yes.
Okay.
Tampa Bay got one win, yes. So they got a win before they shipped off their quarterback a couple weeks ago. So yeah, and then who's left is undefeated? That's Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos and Kansas City Chiefs, right? Mm-hmm. Which is really, really good stuff. I am still so surprised at the Chiefs, man. And I don't know how much longer they can do this. But
let's see who they play this.
But they've been doing it. You know what I mean? So I think it's good stuff. I do. News. What we got? I know. I didn't want to come on the show live and talk about the Adrian Peterson situation. You did a wonderful job of diving into it, which that show will air later this week. If you guys want to hear TeamBoydTV's take on, I think mine was hers, but we TeamBoydTV. Want to hear TeamBoydTV's take on the Adrian Peterson situation? Check the channel out on Thursday afternoon. The video will be up, and you got to check it out. So what else we got though?
I want to talk about those comments.
Jim Irsay. Okay, you want to just go right to the jump?
Oh, man.
You want to go right to it?
First of all, I was just so hot.
Hold on. Let's read them verbatim. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see exactly what was said. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you do the honors.
Okay.
I'm going to let you do the honors. Let's start. You see where it started right there, right? Right there. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what he says. We've changed our model a little bit because we wanted more than one of these, pointing to his NFL Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Irsay told the paper while flicking up his right hand to show his Super Bowl championship ring. That Super Bowl ring, by the way, was delivered thanks to Peyton Manning's Super Bowl performance. Tom Brady never had consistent numbers, but he has 3 of these. Pittsburgh has 2. The Giants had 2. Baltimore had 2.
Oh, that's right. They got 2. That's right.
We had 1.
That's right.
That leaves you frustrated. You make the playoffs 11 times. You're out in the first round 7 out of the 11 times. You love to have the Star Wars numbers from Peyton and Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Mostly, you love this.
So, yeah. So, listen, right now, you know how I like to, how I like to play devil's advocate. Now, look, before I make this statement, I want everybody to know that, look, I completely disagree with what this crazy man is saying. But you know how Jim Irsay is. If you've been following him lately, especially with the whole Trent Richardson thing, stuff that was going on a couple years ago with the whole Peyton Manning departure, this guy liked to be in the news. This is what he liked for people to talk about it. But at the same time, when he put it in that perspective, it makes you wonder, though, like, Peyton Manning, and you've said this on this very show, a lot of times, that Peyton Manning can put up ridiculous numbers, and it's like the best regular season quarterback in NFL history. I do not dispute it. Irsay got a point, though. 11 times, make the playoffs, and
Well, wait, let me tell you where I disagree a lot with what he said. First of all, he said they made the playoffs 11 times. Right. They were out in 7 times, and that Peyton Manning was concerned about numbers, the Star Wars numbers. Right. How many times did this dude, once they got to 11-0, would sit out and wouldn't play for the rest of the season?
I've never seen him do it. But I'm just saying, Peyton Manning don't like to sit down.
Yeah, but it's not about numbers for him. It's about winning. Anybody that sees Peyton Manning play knows that he's about winning the game.
Yes, I agree.
And I think that's why a lot of times in the postseason he fails because he tries too hard to win the game.
So, in your opinion, because we've seen the Denver Broncos from the start of this season till now, do it look like Peyton trying to pad the stats to you? I'm just saying. I know he's trying to win the game, but he could come on. He could sit down.
He's not going to though.
I don't know.
Peyton Manning be able to take his helmet off.
I agree.
Much less sit down.
Now back to Irsay though. I do think the timing of these comments are a little bit suspect. You just took a loss. Right. And then you turn around the very next week. Peyton is coming back home.
Right.
And so you're gonna say this crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
And you know what I feel like? Andrew Luck is a very good quarterback.
Yes. The Indianapolis Colts are actually a pretty good team.
He's going to be a phenomenal quarterback.
Yes.
But let's not so quickly anoint this guy as the next coming quarterback of the league yet. He hasn't really done anything yet, just yet. So let's relax and let this dude mature and don't put all this pressure on him to be this. He's not in the same sentence as Peyton Manning.
No, absolutely not.
You can say that, but it was your team there 11 times in the playoffs due to this guy.
Not a lot of teams can actually say they went to the playoffs that many times in that little small span of time.
While he was there.
Absolutely.
The minute this dude left, you went to 2-14.
Right, right. The second that he left.
The second he left.
Right, you know.
So you really had nothing going on at that team.
Right. Yeah.
You had one position that was dominant.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the guy said tonight, or in NFL Network. The problem is not so much the style of offense that he was running, it's what you have around that offense. Yeah. If you pay your quarterback so much money, Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers, that you can't afford to pay anybody else, your team is not going to consistently do well because you only have that one person and it's a team game.
Absolutely. The only team I've ever seen that's been able to do that consistently is the New England Patriots. For whatever reason, they can pay Tom Brady $1 billion and bring in some no names, and they still seem to be able to win.
But that team is starting to look just like how they make it to the dance, but they don't win.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, they won 3 Super Bowls in what, 2003?
2003, 2004, and 2006. Right. Yes.
Okay, it's 2013.
Right. It's been a while.
Okay, so
yeah,
I mean,
it's been a while, you know.
Once he got that top dollar, where did his team go?
Right, right. Well, I mean, look, they made it to the playoffs. They won the AFC Championship. They made it to the Super Bowl.
They lost.
Right.
This is not about the feel-good story of the week. It's about wins.
Okay.
They didn't get a ring for that. You don't get a ring for just coming to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, I think Ursay needs to sit down somewhere because I haven't seen him suited up nowhere.
Absolutely. Now, the last part of that, you know, just like, because I like to dig into these statements. He was talking about paying the quarterbacks and stuff. So what if you Andrew Luck and you hear your is he the general manager or is he the owner? He's the owner. Right? So
right, and general manager?
Yeah, owner and general, that's right. But if you're hearing your guy saying these kind of things about, I mean, you know, granted he's only a second year man, he's still got some time. Mm-hmm. But you know, you can't look for no big paycheck. It ain't coming.
Oh, it's coming.
What ain't coming?
Because like every other owner, you're gonna pay your top quarterback because that's just the way the league is. Because the minute you don't, he'll walk to the next team, and someone will be glad to pay him top dollar.
So you saying that Jim Irsay in 2 years is gonna contradict everything he's saying right now?
Everything. Wow.
That is amazing.
You heard it here first on TeamBoydTV. Yes, he will. He's gonna pay Andrew Luck out the nose because that's gonna be his franchise quarterback, and he's gonna keep him.
That is ridiculous. You know what?
It's coincidental that these remarks came at a time when Peyton Manning comes back to Indianapolis.
Right. Yeah. The house that he built. But you know, look, this situation, I'm gonna definitely keep a real close eye on. It's a prime time 8 o'clock game. Everybody in the world gonna be watching it. Mm-hmm. I got a feeling that Peyton gonna roll up in there and just make a mockery out of everybody.
I hope he does. I hope he does.
I really believe that. I know. So.
And I want him to run another touchdown and then do the Cam Newton like this to Jim Irsay.
Yeah, you know. Oh my God. It was some surprising stuff.
To the box.
You know, the Peyton Manning story was a big one, but then we had some little, like, you know, I like the underdog stories and stuff. Watching Buffalo. So, you know, last week they lost E.J. Manuel. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, they was worried about who the starting quarterback was going to be. And when they said right off the bat it wasn't going to be Jeff Toole, right? So that left one undrafted
from the practice squad.
Thaddeus Lewis. Who was Thaddeus Lewis?
I don't even know.
You know, Thaddeus Lewis came out there and balled out.
Yeah, he did a good job. He did lost, but he did a good job.
But he balled out. I actually enjoyed watching that game.
But surprisingly, they went and hired Matt Flynn.
I know, which is crazy.
I guess he didn't ball out enough.
But you know what, though? I think he made enough of an impact that if they brought another quarterback in there, which gave them their fourth one of them would have to go would probably be Toole. But if they cut Lewis, I think he would definitely find a spot somewhere.
I think he will. I mean, as a backup.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, but
he's ready to start again.
You know, 90% of these rookies need to be backups anyway. They don't need to be in these starting positions with all this pressure. Mm-hmm. They need to be sitting on the bench, learning and absorbing.
Right.
So
now, did you pay attention to the Baltimore Ravens? Right. Who were they playing against this week?
The Packers.
The Packers, right? And you know, when I sat up there on TeamBoydTV Live last week, I told JB to his face
that they were going to lose.
That they were going to lose. I told him this, right? Because this Baltimore Ravens team, and JB said this too in one of the episodes, that this Baltimore Ravens team that we see right now are not the defending Super Bowl champions.
No.
Right? Mm-mm. So, I don't know. What do you think about Baltimore, man? You know?
Well, I picked Baltimore to win last week, and I don't think I'll be picking them again anytime soon.
Wow. Wow. I'm trying to think of what else happened around the league that we could talk about.
But in that game, I thought you were going to talk about the fact that Aaron Rodgers went over to the defense and was talking about the hit that they put
Oh,
on
yeah.
Randall Cobb.
Right.
Which I was like, Aaron, I'm going to need you to go sit down somewhere, first of all. Because
Well.
you don't play defensive line.
Right,
You play quarterback. You do your job. Now, you know good and well with the way the rules are set up now, that's just the way the league is.
Right.
People are going to hit low. They got to feed their families, as they say. They need that paycheck.
That's right.
They're getting fined repeatedly.
Yeah.
They know, I don't want to be fined. I don't want to miss games. I'm going to hit you low. So if I take out your knee, that's where the rules are set up.
And so we discussed that like real heavily on Team Boy TV Live in the off season, talking about the strike zone and like with the situation with all these lower extremity injuries to the ACLs, MCLs, everybody's knee and legs getting all broke up, shin injuries to Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, one of them dudes got a shin injury. But that's what's happening. You know, ain't nobody gonna go now. Danny Amendola took a hit. A little helmet to helmet.
Out for a quick second.
But normally these dudes are gonna choose to go low because you're not gonna get fined for going low. Now it's sad because the guy, the ball carrier, more than likely gonna be out for the season.
Right, they would prefer you to hit them higher than low.
Absolutely, But the league is so concerned about concussions that all these ACL, MCL injuries that's going on. I don't know. I think we're gonna see some ridiculous thing come out at the end of the season. Roger Goodell will attack this whole thing, and it'll be something else. And now we're getting closer and closer to the tag touch football. We're getting close.
I mean, so those little towels that they wear, they're gonna start pulling them next.
Oh yeah.
And okay, you're tackled.
Right.
I don't want to see that. Then I can start playing football if that's how we're gonna do it.
That's the way we're heading though. That's the avenue that the NFL is going in right now.
So what about the show that comes on HBO?
Oh, Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Right. This news that came out a couple weeks ago. Where Roger Goodell had said that this season HBO was having a hard time getting a team to shoot the show, and so he just said, you know what, like now it ain't gonna even be a choice. Like you got a grace period. I forget what the time frame was, but you had like this grace period to step up and volunteer, have the cameras come to your facility and shoot, or he's gonna appoint a team.
Roger Goodell gonna pimp that NFL. He's gonna pimp that NFL.
Oh, you best believe it. You best believe it. I mean, to me, I can understand like some people like Bill Belichick, who he made some statements during the summer about how it kind of throws everything off because now you got players that's playing up to the cameras, ain't paying attention, and then of course it's giving away too much, and then I was watching the show this summer, and of course, what's the man's name who used to be at Pittsburgh? He's with the Bengals now. Rod Harrison, James Harrison. James Harrison was just abusing these HBO people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did not want them there. And he was like super rude and obnoxious and abused them every chance he got.
Really?
Yeah. You know what I mean? They just like some of the players like it. They like being on TV and stuff, and other ones just don't have time for it. So that's that. Anything you want to add before we go to our social media break?
No.
No, that's it. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. What up, football fans? You want to stay up on the latest of TeamBoydTV happenings? Like us on our Facebook page at TeamBoydTV on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter at TeamBoydTV and at VernieB73. You can also check out our YouTube page at TeamBoydTV Turbo, where there's live events, videos, among other things. You can also keep up with the latest happenings, live chats, question and answer sessions on Google Plus at TeamBoydTV. Thank you once again for watching TeamBoydTV. Okay, it is pick 'em or shut up time. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna preface this because I was putting together the graphics and stuff for this week, and normally when we do the show, I don't really look further ahead than the next week when I'm putting the graphics and stuff together because I kind of want to be surprised at what I see. And I recall some people leaving comments on the live broadcast last Wednesday talking about, we need to talk about some better teams, some better players, and I had to explain that the way the NFL is set up, 1 week. You'll get some Blockbuster, straight up, off the chain games, and then it'll soften up.
Right.
And then it'll get good again, and then it'll soften up. But I'm here to tell you.
This week,
this is going to be a doozy right here.
It is.
And I'm saying we need to go ahead and get this thing cracking. Now, we do have the New Orleans Saints on the bye. They're taking that heartbreaking loss. They on the bye. It seems like every time somebody take a real bad loss, they on the bye. The Raiders on the bye this week too. So they are. Those teams will not be participating this week. First game up. Let's see if I can get this thing to work. All right, here we go. First game up is, come on, Curtis. I think it's so slow. Seahawks versus the Cardinals. This is a good game, right? It's AFC.
Divisional matchup?
Yeah, AFC was a lot of divisional matchups. You know, NFC West showdown. The Seahawks have been playing some pretty good ball. They're taking that one loss. They've been doing okay. Cardinals, they've been staying with every team that they've been playing against. You know, they didn't beat the Carolina Panthers. But I'm saying, you know, they've been playing some pretty good football too. I don't know where they are in the division right now. I think they are.
They're third spot.
So they're ahead of the Rams, right?
Yes.
So
Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, Rams.
So look, we got this. This is a good game. This is gonna be the one of the games that kick us off for the week. Where you going?
I'm picking the Seahawks.
Okay.
I mean, you know, Larry Fitzgerald has that hamstring,
right? And
I just feel like that Seahawks defense is gonna shut them down. Because Carson Palmer, no offense, he's good for 2 picks per game.
Right, he definitely is. I'm going with the Seahawks this week too, even though I can't stand them. I do like Pete Carroll, so I'm going with them. Next up, we have another divisional matchup, NFC South matchup this time. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I said this during the divisional breakdowns that we were doing. I said then, and this was way before the season started. This was before I knew anything that was going to happen with Atlanta. Before I knew that they were going to lose as many games as they lost. Before the injury to their whole entire wide receiver core. And the fact that, you know, before I knew that Matt Ryan was going to be an interception machine. I said that Tampa was going to win this game in Atlanta. This is the one that I called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're going with Tampa?
I'm going with Tampa. I'm going with the upset on this one.
I am going with Atlanta. I think they come off the bye, right? I think this was just a hard week for them.
Yes,
I think they got themselves together. Yeah. I don't see them losing to Tampa in their home.
Julio had a week to heal. So but he ain't come back though.
No, he's not. I'm going with the Falcons. So.
Okay. You're going with the safe bet. That's what you're doing.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Because you're struggling right now. I feel you.
Just do it. It's too much.
I feel you. All right, next up we got the Chicago Bears going to see the Washington Redskins, who are 1-4. You know, Chicago Bears were playing some decent football. Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Matt Forte, they all been balling a little bit. They lost 2 games that I feel like they shouldn't have lost. You know, some mistakes late in the game, things like that. Washington, I can't get on the bandwagon for whatever reason.
I don't know, something's not right with Washington. I think their defense just is not on point. No. But you know, Jay Cutler can have one of them games where you're like,
yes, you never know.
What in the world is happening here?
You never know, right?
They just come off beating the Giants.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm gonna go the Bears on this one.
I am too. I'm taking the Bears too, just because I feel like if I pick the Washington Redskins, you know, I need to pick to win because I am determined to beat you this year. I am. Can't be no 3 years in a row. No. Can't do it. All right, we got another divisional matchup. NFC East. The NFC East teams are destroying one another. You know what I'm saying?
Picking themselves apart.
Oh yes, they are. They're playing at the Eagles in Philadelphia. Dallas been trying to get themselves together. They won last week. After that, and the thing is, I wasn't really impressed with like, I don't know, for whatever reason, Tony Romo played that spectacular game against the Broncos, and then it came out just playing like a normal game. You know, I don't know.
I'm going Eagles.
You going Eagles because you like Nick Foles over Michael Vick?
No, I'm going Eagles because the Cowboys running back is hurt, DeMarco Murray, and DeMarcus Ware is going to be out as well. Okay. And that's huge for them on defense. And the Ratliff is not coming back this season either. And I do like the offense that they ran with Nick Foles. I don't know, it looked very clean and it looked, it was fast, but it was controlled.
Yes.
I think he just ran a better offense.
Did you see the game that our racist little homie had? Riley Cooper.
Oh,
big game.
Really?
Yeah, he had a really big game. You know?
I ain't call him any race.
Well, because he kind of is, you know. But so I'm going with the Eagles too. Okay. I think Nick Foles is going to be the guy. I think Michael Vick is in trouble. All right. So, wow. We got the.
I mean.
What's going on here? Oh goodness gracious! Stop doing that. See, this is what happens when you think you know everything. There we go. Okay, so we got the Patriots and the Jets. After seeing what Tom Brady did last week, I don't think the Jets stand a chance. I really don't. Even though they are playing at home.
I think the Jets have a chance, but I'm going with the Patriots.
Okay. All right. So now we got, boom, another divisional matchup. Buffalo Bills. When we might get to see Thaddeus Lewis again. I don't know.
I'm going Dolphins. They're coming off the bye week. They have a better team on paper. I'm going with the
They do got a better team on paper, but I think the luster is wearing off Ryan Tannehill, man. Mike Wallace ain't really made that much of an impact since he's been there. And all the impact players that they brought to the squad this year, they really haven't been making that. LRB, none of them is making that much of an impact. They really not. I ain't gonna sit here because I know I was very impressed with Lewis last week. I just think they're a little bit of a mess in this game. You know what I mean?
So are you going Dolphins?
I'm going with the Dolphins on this. I'm going with the Dolphins on this. I mean, I hope Lewis have another big game though. All right. So we got the Chargers versus the Jags. The Jags don't get no win here either. I don't think. I don't know when they're gonna get their first win, but they're gonna be here. I don't think so. I know it's a tough one.
Because this may be the week they get off the snide.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, not this
Chargers.
Yeah.
Rams at Panthers.
Okay, well, you know which way I'm going. We're at home. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, the Panthers feeling good about themselves right now, man. And look at
I gotta go against the Rams. They just suck. They look terrible. I mean, they destroyed
they put 38 up on the Texans.
Yeah, but who are the Texans?
I'm just saying.
Come on.
But look at the NFC South right now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially watching the Saints go down last week, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Because now you got, I think the Carolina Panthers are actually, they still tied for second because Atlanta ain't played yet. They won the bye last week.
Right.
Okay, so Carolina's still in the mix. I mean, they're still a couple games behind Saints. But I don't know, man. I think Carolina, if they can focus, they're still in the hunt. It ain't over yet. I mean, they lost a bunch of games in the beginning of the season. If they can make it through this next stretch without losing more than one or two, we know they kick it in late in the season, man. I hope. I think we talking playoffs. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm rooting for the Panthers.
I'm going with the Panthers too. All right. So what we got here? All right. So we got the Bengals and the Lions now. The Bengals, which I had high hopes for going into the season. They've been playing up and down football, but so has the Detroit Lions, right?
Mm-hmm. And they're both 4-2.
Yeah. And they're playing in Detroit.
I'm gonna give the edge to Detroit just because they're in Detroit.
I'm gonna pick the Bengals just because I'm a Bengals fan,
okay.
Right? You know what I mean? That's the only reason why. I think Dalton will have. He played good football one game, and then he threw the ball all over the place the next. They're not using Bernard the way they're supposed to. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know, but I think they'll get this one though. Some kind of way they'll pull it out. What we got here? San Francisco versus Tennessee. Tennessee been getting super lucky lately. They luck gonna run out here. You know they playing at home.
Yeah, runs out.
Yeah, 49ers are playing really good football right now, though. All right, so here we go.
Chiefs stay under.
If this was last year, well, honestly, I don't know. Like, if the things with Schaub and Yates, and I'm gonna tell you, like, this is what I find interesting. For 4 or 5 weeks straight, Schaub throws a interception that for a pick six. Last week they pulled him out of the game because he got hurt or something. The other dude came in and threw a pick six.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. I think the Chiefs are staying strong here.
The Houston is just going through a bad thing right now.
Yeah.
However, all the stuff with players, with the fans coming to his home,
yeah,
cheering when the man gets hurt.
It's ridiculous, man. It's
just too much. At the end of the day, it is a game. You guys know that,
It's getting out of control in Houston, though.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
It's getting out of control. I'm going with the Chiefs, too. They stay undefeated. All right. Baltimore versus Steelers. Now, in years past, in years past, this used to be like the game to watch. Right. This used to be the game to watch. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about it this year, though?
I don't know. It's like, whatever.
Right.
I'm going to give the edge to the Steelers.
I'm thinking Baltimore. I think, if I look at the two teams, I think Baltimore is slightly better than Pittsburgh. Slightly.
I do, but Baltimore can't find their running game.
And that's
hurting Joe Flacco's production.
It really is.
So I'm going Steelers.
If you look at Ray Rice's carries, he ain't even getting over 20 carries a game. They normally last year they featured him heavily in the offense. Mm-hmm. I saw the stats for last week's game: 13 touches. How you gonna get
2 yards?
Come on, man. Yeah. You can't do that.
Fantasy nightmare this time.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens though. I think they'll pull this one out. Okay. Here we go. Browns versus the Packers. Now, Browns been surprising everybody.
They're not going to surprise the Packers.
No, they're not going to surprise the Packers either. Not in Lambeau. No, I don't think so. Mm-mm. No, that won't happen. What else we got here? All right. Uh-oh, this is the one. This is the game of the week. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about it. Because it's going to go down, right? I think.
You know that I love Peyton Manning. I just love the whole work ethic, the persona, who he is running off the field.
Right.
And I'm really hoping that he has a fantastic homecoming and just puts the lights out in Indianapolis.
Man, look,
going Broncos.
I gotta say this, right? That's what I'm gonna say, because football group made this big old deal, a couple weeks ago about the Dallas game. Peyton Manning got took to the limit in a shootout with Tony Romo 1 week, and then he had himself 3 turnovers in last week's game against Jaguars. Jacksonville, mind you.
Do you really think they came to play though?
Look, I'm just throwing facts out here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is an Indianapolis Colts team that is not a Jacksonville Jaguars team, right?
Right.
I think that Andrew Luck is actually throwing the ball a little bit better. I think when it comes to game time decisions, if the score was tied up with Andrew Luck with the ball with 2 minutes left on the clock, I'm giving Andrew Luck the win. Not like Tony Romo. I don't think he would mess that up.
Okay.
The problem, though, is the Indianapolis defense. And Peyton Manning and that offense, they're just too fast, man. They put too many points on the board. And I don't even know what the Indianapolis Colts' highest scoring total is for the season, but I don't even think it's over 35.
I don't think so either.
If you can't get over 35, you ain't going to win.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a phenomenal matchup. I say Peyton will still pull it out.
Okay.
But it's gonna be good though. I think that Andrew Luck will give him everything that he
I will definitely be in front of the TV for this game.
Oh, absolutely. And the last game, the Monday night game, it's your game, right? Now, we went out to Minnesota and beat the pants off the Vikings. Now, granted, like everybody was asking me all week how I felt about it. Look, I'll take a Panthers win any day, right? But that win against Minnesota last week, that team is in shambles. You know what I mean? Like that team is falling apart at the seams. But look, you know what? I take it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the week.
And I will take it.
Right. This is the week though that the Giants
get off the snide.
Absolutely.
Yes. I agree with that. I mean, if they can't win this week,
right.
I mean, they may go 0-16.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I mean, after this, you've got the rest of your divisional games.
Yes.
And I don't know who else you play, but it just is not good.
I mean, they had a rocky start, but there was a couple games in there they should have won. I definitely think there's a couple games they should have won.
That Philly game they should have won. Right. They lost that.
Yeah.
They should have beat the Dallas Cowboys.
They should have beat the Cowboys. Yes.
No. This week we need this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But that's our show for the week. We got the TeamBoydTV network it runs from Friday till Tuesday, and if you guys didn't catch it this weekend, we run the show, all the live shows that we do during the week. They run throughout the weekend consecutively, back to back, over and over and over again. It's awesome. Check it out. We have TeamBoydTV live tomorrow night at 7:30. Me, JB, Glass. I think JB said something about bringing a special guest on. This is a surprise to me. I guess I will be learning who the guest is when you guys learn who the guest is. So we'll get into that tomorrow night. Friday there is TeamBoydTV Pink, and Saturday brand new show, the TeamBoydTV Top 10 with me as the host. We'll count down the top 10 plays week 6, right? Last week. It should be fantastic. What you got?
That's all we got.
That's it. All right then. I think that's it for us this week, man. We will holler at y'all. We will holler at y'all next week. Take it easy. Peace.
Peace.